Hi, I'm Larry Johnson. I'm a professor at Texas A&M University. I've been teaching histology for 30 years or so. And today we're going to talk about epithelium and junctions.
Epithelium and junctions, features and functions, the origin, distribution, classification, and examples of epithelium.
Epithelium functions in many ways. It's the outer protective surface of the body. It's the epidermis of your skin. It also forms glands, and it lines most cavities of the body. And here you can see in the kidney, this is the renal corpuscle. It's lined by simple squamous epithelium, and the inside is lined by podocytes, another type of epithelium. It also lines passes away to the exterior. And here we see in the urinary bladder, where fluid is going to be going out, urine is going to be going out, we have transitional epithelium lining there. It also lines blood vessels. We see a blood vessel here, a lymphatic there, a little capillary here, endothelial cells, simple squamous epithelium line those cavities. Epithelial tissue participate in metabolism throughout the body. Absorption of things from the exterior, foodstuffs, water, comes through epithelium. Eliminations of things to the outside goes through epithelium. In our GI tract, in our urinary tract, things have to go through. In fact, all substances, including gases that are normally received or given off of the body, must pass through epithelium. Epithelia being plural, epithelium being single. For the performance of secretory functions, epithelia is a certain type, and we call those glands. And here we see some glands. This is the sweat glands here, sweat duct there, and here is intestinal villus with the cells lining the exterior, goblet cells and absorptive cells. Now, the origin of epithelium is from all three germ layers. The ectoderm gives rise to the skin, cornea, salivary glands, mammary glands. The endoderm on the inside gives rise to the GI tract, pancreas, liver, lungs, and also endocrine glands. Endocrine glands lose their connections to the surface, and they become just secretions right into the connective tissue. Also, the mesoderm. The mesoderm in the middle is important, and the epithelium in those locations have a special name. Endothelium is what lines blood vessels. It is epithelium, but it's called endothelium. And mesothelium is what lines serous cavities, and we'll see some mesothelium later on. So where it comes from determines what type of structure is made from that. Now, epithelia is classified by different ways. One is a number of layers. If you have one layer, as you see here, we call it simple. If you have more than one layer, as you see here and here, we call it stratified. And then also we classify epithelium based on the cells on the surface. If they're flat, we call them squamous. If they're little boxes, we call them cuboidal. If they're columns, we call them columnar. And so you can have simple columnar, or as you see here, you can have stratified columnar. Stratified squamous epithelium, the cells on the surface are flattened, just like the simple squamous is. There's other types of epithelium as well. One is pseudostratified. It looks like it's stratified, but it's really not, because all of them touch the bottom. And then we have transitional, one that can modify its shape with the filling of the bladder. It's in the urinary tract, and we will see those. So if we start with simple squamous epithelium, you can see them in blood vessels. Simple flattened cells that are in these various blood vessels. Stratified, more than one layer. Cuboidal is in the sweat gland duct. So this is a duct. You can see more than one layer here. So that's stratified cuboidal. And then stratified squamous is what we see in the epidermis. The dermis here, the epidermis, stratified squamous epithelium with flattened cells on the very surface.
We want to acknowledge the sources, original sources of many of the images and pictures and diagrams that we have here that were taken from textbooks. We want to acknowledge their original source, and they have been identified here. This is the end of epithelium and junctions in terms of features and functions, the origin, distribution, classification and examples.